How, how, how are we a quarter of the way through the year already? How did that happen? Ugh. Hello, wonderful humans of the internet, how are we? My name's Sam Scott-Thorne and I am a vocal coach based in Glasgow. Now, if you'd like to meet and explore your voice a little more, you can find me on sstvocals.com. You can also find me on Patreon and various other social media platforms, and I'll put the handles down below and over there. Was that ASMR-y? I don't know what it was, but it's happened. Now, if you'd like to consider becoming a patron, you have access to things like early release of reactions, you can fast track reactions, become a reaction, there's special roles on my Discord server, and you have access to all sorts of bonus content like outtakes, my Vocal Anatomy 101 series, there's a wee rant on there, so consider becoming a patron and help shape my channel. Right, it's been a while since we listened to Queen Regine, so it's time to go back. Regine, Wish Bus, match made in heaven in my eyes. She is singing, Araw-Gabi? Araw-Gabi? I don't know if that W is silent or not, but she is singing that. And let's just go and listen. I'm excited. Again, before anyone comments, the curtains are closed. This is as dark as I can get this room. Scotland in the summer is no joke. It's bright. It's bright. It's not even summer. Spring.
Wish 1075.
Di biro ang sumulat ng awiting para sa'yo, para akong isang siraulong hilo at lito. Sa akin pang mina ng piano, tiklado'y pilit nilaro. Baka sakaling merong tonong bigla na lang umusbong.
Oh, yes, Regine. Yes. What a beautiful start. Very, very gentle, very aspirate, which is more air getting through the folds than normal. So you get a lovely airy, breathy sound. I like her placement in this. It's quite far back placed. It sounds a little bit like a compressed tongue almost. You get a little bit more kind of just pressure off the sound. It kind of pushes that softness into a place of strength, so you get both of those things at the same time. It's really clever. Also, beautiful use of straight tone into vibrato, which is tilting your thyroid cartilage gradually as you go through a phrase. So you start off with that vertical and then you start to tilt, and that gives you that lovely oscillation of that tone. Just beautiful. Let's keep going.
Tungkol saan naman kayang awiting para sa'yo, di biro ang gawing sukat ang titik sa tono. Sampu man aking diksyonaryo kung ang tugma'y di wasto. Basta't hindi magbabago damdamin ko sa'yo.
Again, gorgeous.
Araw-Gabi, nasa isip ka, napapanaginip ka, kahit saan magpunta.
That is so nice. I don't know what she's saying, but just the way that these vowels form has this lovely lift into this kind of spread lip place, almost these E sounds. It drops into this open-jawed, round, resonant sound. So you get this complete shift in intent. It's so effective. Absolutely beautiful. Try playing around with that at home. Start with something that's got a nice bright sound. See the difference in push to that sound. It's just faultless. Beautiful. Hers is faultless. Mine probably has lots of faults. I think there is a little bit of like a retraction of her tongue into the back of her mouth. I'm trying to see in there, and I can see that there's like space where I wouldn't expect there to be, and then you can see her tongue kind of dart out every so often to make like certain consonant sounds. So I think there is a little bit of that drawn back tongue to make that compressed sound. It's so nice.
Araw-Gabi, nalalasing sa tuwa. Kapag kapiling ka, araw-gabi tayong dalawa.
So good.
Oh,
Yeah!
biruin mong nasabi ko ang nais kong ipahatid. Dapat mo lamang mabatid laman itong dibdib.
Watch her lips here. When she says an E sound, she's not going into a full spread, so it's not completely bright. She's pursing her lips on that E. So rather than E, she's going E. Do you hear the difference in that sound? It almost envelops that vowel in kind of a more compressed kind of sound. It's going with what she's been doing so far. Everything has this kind of pulled back, spongy kind of quality to it. It's so, so good. And she's taken all of the little things that she can do to make that sound and doing it. So she's pulling her tongue back slightly and she's pursing her lips, even on some of these sounds where you would expect it to be a bit more spread. She is so good. So, so good.
Tila 10 daang awitin ang natapos kong likhain. Ito ang tunay na damdamin, tanggapin at tingin. Araw-gabi, nasa isip ka, napapanaginip ka. Kahit saan magpunta, araw-gabi nalalasing sa tuwa. Kapag kapiling ka, araw-gabi tayong dalawa.
I feel like we're about to go somewhere a bit crazy. I can just tell she's building up to something. She might not be, but that's where I feel like it's going. I like how in the middle of that chorus there, she actually let herself run out of breath a little bit and got that kind of break at the end of one of her phrases. Like she was about to kind of run out of air. It gave a little bit of emotional intensity. If it wasn't on purpose, it worked. And if it was on purpose, it also worked. There's a few like deeper breaths coming in here, and that's working for when she goes into these sounds because she's dropping her larynx. You could have a mid-place larynx, but it sounds maybe a bit too bright for what she's trying to do. So you get that brightness of it, da 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 da. Drop the larynx on that last part, and then you get a real big swoop underneath that whole phrase. Beautiful, very, very good.
Araw-gabi tayong dalawa.
I like that. So did she.
Araw-gabi tayong dalawa.
I like how when she's doing these riffs, she kind of tries to keep her tongue almost forward now. It's the opposite of what she was doing in her verses. She's like, ah. It all kind of sits out here. See me trying to talk with that. You see how kind of steadying it is. It doesn't sound amazing when I'm talking, but if she's doing this one long phrase and then just changing her pitch all over it, then that's actually quite a good thing. It's steadying the sound. I've never really thought about doing riffs like that, but I might now in the future. I'll try it at the next gig I'm at. Let's go.
Araw-gabi nasa isip ka, napapanaginip ka. Kahit saan magpunta, araw-gabi nalalasing
Wish 1075.
Just the end, she's like, well, yep, just casually smashing it and changing the game. Yep. I'm a little bit in love with her. I'm a lot of bit in love with her. She is so good. So good. So we headed into that crazy belting territory. Everything's really steady. She's using her anchors, which are muscle grips in your body, which help to stabilize the larynx. So when you're doing more like extreme voicing, it's kind of all held steady and you can kind of ease off on this area. You don't need to hammer at it as much. She is not afraid to use her whole mouth. She's got like a mouth and a half. It opens up so wide. You get so much resonance out of that sound. You can hear there's a little bit of false chord kind of stuff coming in there. Like there's a little bit of tickling of that air texture. And that's just from not retracting fully and allowing that airflow to pass them and create that like almost distorted noise, but it's not really. It just gives a little bit of grit and gravel. Do you know what? I hear a ton of Katrina Velarde in Regine Velasquez's voice. Like Katrina's obviously taken quite a lot of inspiration from Regine and learned a lot from her. And isn't that amazing that it's just like almost generational and they're passing down? Who's going to come and take the mantle from Katrina and learn from her? It's just, the Philippines have just got a vast amount of vocal talent. Hands down. Amazing. I need to shut up now. So I hope you liked that reaction. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more from me, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and anytime I have new content, you will be the first to know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me. And how are we going to buy this one? I don't know. So I guess all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining me and so goodbye. But don't forget to hit like and don't forget to subscribe, or I lay down and die, or just cry. Anyway, bye. Bye.